Before we go into this episode of Spectator Mode Podcast, I want to talk to you real quick about Ninja Buzz. Ninja Buzz is a marketplace where advertisers and podcasters can find each other in a matter of minutes. If you have a podcast and you're considering putting your podcast up for advertisement to make a little money on the side, give Ninja Buzz a try. It makes it easy for small and medium-sized podcasters to make a little bit of revenue while doing something they love to do. Even better, if you're one of our listeners, you can go to ninjabuzz.io and sponsor a message for us, help us get some money in our pocket, and we both benefit. Check out ninjabuzz.io. Now, back to the Spectator Mode Podcast. Hope you got your popcorn and drinks ready. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another fun-filled, exciting, and probably off the chain, off the rails Spectator Mode Podcast. This is episode 105, or should I call it the PlayStation Showcase Impressions, what we thought, what we loved, what we hated. I'm pretty sure we loved most of it. But by the way, I'm Keith D. Mitchell, in case you didn't notice, and I have my usual suspects with me. We're going to start with William, who is with us yet again. William, did Todd kill you yet? I'm pretty sure he killed you and brought you back to life.
Again, he can bash me all he wants, but heck, I'll still be coming back. I'm coming back.
I don't know about your loyalties there, buddy. You're switching sides there. But we got Kyle, and he's back as well.
Hello.
Kyle is dying from allergies, so
Allergies.
bear with him. Allergies or whatever the hell that's called.
It's something.
It's something. And then, of course, Carl is back with us as well. Right, Carl? You're there? You're there somewhere?
I'm here. I'm here. The day before
somewhere over the rainbow. Wow, there's the F word already. There it goes. Jeez.
Out of the way. We knew it was
Yep.
coming.
We're going to count the number of Fs.
Gotta get at least one in there within the first 30 seconds so we can get advertising on YouTube.
And NFSW. Thank you. All right, folks. So we recently had the PlayStation Showcase where PlayStation showed us a lot of cool games and maybe some games that weren't as cool. But in this Spectator Mode Podcast, we're going to talk about each game in its order and talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, if we cared about it, if we didn't care about it. So we're not going to do our usual, hey, what we played this week, because there's just way too many announcements to talk about, and we want to run through this without being here for 5 hours, except for Kyle. He wants to be here all day. So he can sit here in all the dead space. I'm out. I got to go to bed and stuff.
24/7 spectator mode.
There you go. Nothing but Kyle. There you go. He'll have his own radio station. Let's jump right into it. So at the beginning of the show, they showed us off a scissor trailer that I didn't know what the hell it was. I think you were on here, right, Will? And we were trying to figure out what exactly it was. Or maybe it was Ryan, I'm not sure. But we were trying to figure out what it was. And it obviously was just a scissor trailer, but them showing a bunch of their properties, which was okay. I'm glad to see they're still doing those.
I did the same thing. I was like,
I guess,
what is this? Oh,
I guess they got tired of Microsoft doing these really cool commercials, and they went back to doing what made PlayStation trailers so awesome. They just were just fun and enjoyable, and I really enjoyed that one. Well, I couldn't figure out what it was in the beginning, so it wasn't a game. But then they dropped the bombshell. They came out and showed a snippet of Knights of the Old Republic remake. Now, this game was rumored, I think, a year ago, and it was finally confirmed, but it wasn't really confirmed until during the PlayStation Showcase. So, this is Knights of the Old Republic. Everybody's been asking for this game to be remade, and it's being remade. It's coming out for the PlayStation 5 and the PC. Okay. Most people... Go ahead.
Okay, sorry to jump in so early, but...
No, stop me.
God, can I just say the one thing that everybody seems to have missed in this entire thing? Mm-hmm. It's a remake, not a remaster.
Yes.
There's a big difference between the two.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would think people would know that by now.
For those of you who don't understand the difference, and you should understand it by now, a remaster is they take the game one for one and just upscale the graphics and make it pretty and shiny for the modern era. A remake is where they take the original property, change a bunch of shit, make it look pretty, and give it to you under the old name saying, if you don't like this, you're an istophobe and everything else.
Were there people saying that this was a remaster, or were they confused about this?
There have been a lot of people, especially in the Star Wars community and on Twitter, that have been going on like this is a one-to-one remake of a one-to-one remaster of Knights of the Old Republic.
It's literally called remake.
It says remake in the text.
Yes.
Even
but again,
even in the trailer, it says it was remade for the PS5.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The advertising itself, it makes it sound like they're just doing a one-to-one remaster of it instead of the remake. And a lot of
But-
information has come out since about this, about one of the people who's taken over the writing duties for the remake.
Yeah.
She's not even a Star Wars fan. She's not. She hates the Old Republic. And everything that she says is about smashing the patriarchy and everything else. So I've just lost all hype on this by just finding out the people behind it. It's one of those people who can't take their personal politics out of video games.
So basically something similar to the Dragon Age 2 thing or the Dragon Age in BioWare thing. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. It's, I get to make a BioWare game and I'm going to ruin an absolutely great title by inserting my own bullshit into it.
Ugh.
I would go on and say I was one of those people who never played the game in the first place, so I wasn't sure what the hype was all about. I was busy playing other games at the time, so I missed out on this. Excuse me.
What were you playing in
You still-
2003
you
to miss
can
out
still
on
go
that game?
you can still go back and play it. There's nothing stopping you.
I mean,
Right,
I totally can. I just don't want to. I don't crucify me, but I don't care.
Oh, I'm gonna. Tired
There.
Of that. Tired of your.
I don't
negativity
care.
and Pessimism. That game was amazing.
I mean, that's cool and all, and you're entitled to your opinion. I won't say the game is terrible.
Leaving
I
this
can't.
podcast.
We're gonna insert walking away steps. We're gonna put in that theme song when Bruce Banner is walking away in those old song, an old TV show. Remember that one? That sad walk. That's what we're gonna put in there. It won't be complete until I put that in there. But honestly, I never played it. I mean, okay, let me back up. I did play a little bit of it, but I didn't finish. How about that? It was like, I don't care.
I mean, don't worry. You're not the only one.
That's what she
because
said.
You're not the
And
only
then,
one who
and then
hasn't
she
actually
married
played
me.
before.
Boom.
I mean, you're not the only one who hasn't played before. That was like before. I didn't have an Xbox or even a working PC to actually play that game. I mean, I've heard the legends, I heard the myths, how this thing is actually a good Star Wars game, aside from prior actually good Star Wars games. So, I mean, hearing his remake full up, I mean, sure, good, but again, as Karl stated in his claim, it's again, there is definitely that chance of being messed up just for own personal agenda sakes and all that. So, you never know. But again, the teaser trailer was good, and of course, voiced by Jennifer Hale, who's done many of the Star Wars games from prior. So, it's something.
Yeah, she's
It's
coming back
something.
as Bastila.
Yes.
All right, so we got that. And then the next game we saw was Project Eve, which was a game that was announced back in 2019 that we never saw anything of. This game is coming to PlayStation 5 and also the PC. And when I first saw the trailer, I was perplexed. I was like, is this like Bayonetta? It had a bunch of different action game vibes to it. It felt like it was like Nier Automata, Bayonetta, and I couldn't put my finger in. Yeah, it was like all these different games. So I'm like, okay, I don't get it. But what I did see in the trailer was I liked the physics when she was swinging that massive sword. You can actually feel her swinging that sword. The momentum was there. So it's like they're really putting in some decent work with this. And Ryan kept screaming, Project, what was it? What was that Square game? What was that Square game?
Forspoken?
Parasite Eve. He kept saying Parasite. I was like, it's not Parasite Eve. It's not even the same person. It doesn't have the same hair color. It's not that person.
We do not, and also, yeah.
Was it Parasite Eve
unfortunately,
also like a shooter?
It was,
like a
but
tactical
unfortunately,
shooter?
we never ever talk about Third Birthday. We never talk about that one. No.
Oh, yes, we do, Will. Yes, we do.
No, we do not. That is forever banished. Banished.
You didn't like that one, huh? Okay, fair enough. But it came out and said Project Eve, and I was like, okay, I remember them talking about this game years ago, and here we go. And again, the developer said they were trying to make something that was similar to Bayonetta and Devil May Cry, which is why the similarities in the game trailer were what we thought it was. Again, PlayStation 5, PC. They haven't said if it's coming to other platforms, but it's coming out from the Korean studio called Shift Up. It might hit other platforms, but right now it is the focus for the PlayStation 5. I like the way it looks.
It looks good.
It looks very good.
I'm pretty surprised of how it is, and plus, again, this is coming from Sony, who has been very infamously being very anti TNA and all that, and just how much is actually kind of focused on it. Like, okay, Sony promoting TNA and anime stuff, like, okay.
We forgot to mention that Will is a man of culture.
Yes.
So he's going to talk about the T and the
And
A.
again, for the fact as well, this is actually because even Project Eve got the grace of Yoko Taro himself. He even says, "Buy it." Simple as that. He said it in the tweet, just buy it. So it's got to be something if it catches the attention of Yoko Taro. So and again, how it presents it. I mean, since the whole Korean K-pop wave popularity has been booming in this past few years, past few months, is just like, okay, looks good. Again, looks and the action is great, but again, with the whole Sony thing, how it has been kind of, I'm sorry, but they have been very anti-anime games of late. I mean, but again, that's a jar of pickles. But overall, Project Eve is definitely seems to be trying to break out of that whole PlayStation stigma right now. But the gameplay itself is just looking pretty darn awesome. So
Of course, we have to interject that just because the game looks good doesn't mean the game is going to play well. And we're looking at you, Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh yeah, true that. So, but again, it has that spirit. It has that Bayonetta, Bullet Witch, Devil May Cry aesthetic and all that. So, and of course, sci-fi punk, all that. So, again, we'll see how it progresses as the months goes on. Sure.
I think it looks fun. If
It definitely
not
does.
Just a tad bit generic.
Okay, fair enough.
As far as like the anime hack and slash games go, but it does look fun, so I'm not writing it off with that. So I will definitely be playing it.
All right. And then next up was Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Gotta say, not a big fan of Borderlands 3. I do not care for this game.
3.
Do not care for this. I'm going to go on a personal grudge here and say I do not care for Gearbox. I do not care for Randy. And this game could be the best game anywhere, and I'm not going to play it because I simply hate the company or what it stands for, and they need to get rid of him. Sorry.
I mean, granted, all valid criticisms against Gearbox and the guy itself, but as just for the sake of just feedback on the trailer itself, like one, I can't believe they actually got Baby Metal to do.
I was gonna say they got Baby Metal in it. That was awesome.
Yeah, they freaking got chocolate. And like, why is there anime music in the freaking Borderlands? I mean, sure, Borderlands has
but it worked so well.
Yeah, it did really well.
I mean, granted, Borderlands has also licensed some crazy.
I will say I was bobbing my head on the trail. I will give it that.
I mean, granted, Borderlands has licensed some crazy music to promote their stuff, and like, props to them, they have some good music choice. And just seeing how like the whole magic, like, why is that we're using magic in a place that's using guns? Forget it. It was D&D world. We do anything we want.
It's the D&D world. Yeah, it's the D&D game. I'm actually excited about it because you actually get to customize your character this time. It's not just like head skins and stuff.
Tiny Tina is just that character from the series. It just drives me crazy just because of how she's portrayed and everything.
I agree with you. I don't like.
I don't like her character. It's like, meh. If you want to give me a game that maybe get me to play this, give me a game from her mother, and maybe I'll play it.
Nah, sorry. I'm probably going to be the only one who actually enjoys this type of stuff because I did play Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep, which was the DLC.
That was a good one
too, which was probably the most fun DLC of the entire Borderlands 2 experience. And I played through most of the Borderlands games with a friend of mine, TJ, and this could be the one that gets both of us back to playing them again. We didn't bother with Borderlands 3 because it's just I was able to break the game in 10 seconds.
Is that over your knee?
No.
Oh.
No. Actually, in-game, the first stronghold we had to go, I went via a method that wasn't actually thought of by the developers, and I crashed every single like cutscene flag and everything else in that section. we had to restart the game in order to do that section.
Now, I will say, after my my little rant, I did play Borderlands 1 and 2, and I loved them. 3, I couldn't stand it. There was just way too much stuff happening with the game, too many controversies, and then Randy just kept being more obnoxious. I was just done with him. I'm done.
Yeah, that's because you take the reins off the two biggest problems with the development of Borderlands in general, and that is the brother and sister duo of the Birches, Anthony Birch and Ashley Birch. They are assholes. They hate the gaming community. and they hate talking about any of their stuff. I've met Anthony Birch a couple of times, and just trying to ask him any questions, and he just don't want to talk
Yeah, I've
to
heard
you.
he's- I've heard
You're
he's a
so
douche.
below me. Then why are you at a gaming convention? You fucked up.
Yeah, it
Which
doesn't
is
make any
wild,
sense.
because they got their start doing "Hey Ash, what you playing?" which was like them doing video games and stuff. But I don't think they were a part of the third one, were they?
That was annoying. No, that's what led. No, Anthony, I think the second or third season of that thing that they were doing, that's when he landed the job at Gearbox.
Yeah,
And then he got Ashley in because family
Yeah.
connections. And she just started tanking the entire series. It's great.
yeah. I don't.
Fair
I don't
enough.
care for Tiny Tina's character like at all, but I still love Borderlands. I didn't like 3 that much, but I just kind of thought the whole streaming persona villain was just kind of a little over the top and too annoying. Which I guess that was the point. But
That was a big turn off for a lot of people with 3. But again, like even if you don't like Tiny Tina, the Assault on Dragon's Keep
it's
DLC
fantastic. Yeah,
was such a different look at doing the whole Borderlands thing, and the fact that they just went over the top with it and just didn't stop. I loved every minute of it.
yeah. That's
And
what
this
makes this Wonderlands look so cool.
Yeah, exactly it. This is more of that, but in its own setting. It's not a DLC for Borderlands 3. It's actually a separate campaign.
And apparently, you guys keep referencing that the Assault on Dragon Keep is D&D inspired, and are saying that Wonderlands is even more so. So sounds like you guys will love this one.
Oh hell yeah! I'm giving it another go. It'd be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else before we move on to the next game?
No, that's pretty much it. Again, besides baby metal, choice metal, all that, yada yada.
Well, you seem to love that, so that's fair enough. The next game was Forspoken. This is the game that was showed off a year ago using the new Luminous engine from Square Enix. I'm actually looking forward to this one just because it's just the game engine itself and what they originally showed us. Even though there was no real gameplay or anything, I just wanted. I'm a big fan of technology, and the game engine just seems very fantastic. It's like it gives them a lot of flexibility to do what they want. Obviously, they really didn't give us much as far as gameplay is concerned, just more speak. But I'm looking forward to just because it just seems like it's going to be a fantasy action adventure game. Though I really wish they would tell us more about it.
For that game looks
This-
phenomenal.
This made me cry. This game, and not in a good way, because all I could have in my head, and Will probably agree with this. This is Isekai. The
I
game.
was about to say, my brother and I were just talking about it today, and yes, it is a bloody isekai anime.
It's a
yes.
goddamn anime isekai turned into a video game. This character who is upset with their life in a mopey, dystopian, normal world gets transported into a fantasy world and gets overpowered MacGuffin to take on the big bad of the area. It is
Pretty much an
the
isekai anime.
video game.
Yes. When I was talking to my brother about it, like, yeah, it's essentially as you describe it, Carl. It's just like just suddenly get transferred to a fantasy world, got all these abilities, taken on a dragon, and apparently that trailer facing out against like some femme villain that's like, I've been waiting for you. I don't know. I don't remember it. I mean, sure, it looks good,
No,
and the
you got it
Luminous.
right.
Yeah, like I don't, and like again, granted, with the Luminous engine, they kind of showed up a little bit. We're going to Final Fantasy 15, and now here being polished up to the point, it's like, okay, it looks good, but the storyline, like how they speak and all that, it is like pure anime cringe to the point. It's so tropish. It's like, yeah, this is, I see so much anime to the point. It's like not even funny. It's in a sense, yeah.
I know I never even thought about the whole isekai thing. Never thought about the angle because there's so many games to do that. But fair enough. Kyle, you didn't really say anything about this.
was just the most
I think,
blatantly obvious version.
I think the traversal in that game looks fantastic. Like it looks really smooth.
Sort of
It's hard
reminded me
to
of,
hard to
Saints Row
say anything
4.
else because they kind of give you the just kind of like quick shots of everything, just a quick look of how she'll do things. But I don't know if you guys noticed the way she's like shooting at people
Yeah.
with her cuffs. I kind of like that part too, because she's making like a hand sign and shooting like energy blasts at people. So I think it's like the aesthetic of everything looks really cool and it looks really smooth. So
That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
interested.
The whole game engine itself just looks very amazing. I want to see more of this in action. I really do.
Yeah, I do too.
The next game I just cringed. Of course, Rainbow Six Extraction. They talked about this game during the Ubisoft event a couple months back, and I was like, "Hey, Rainbow Six with aliens. I am done, completely done. Don't really care. Tom Clancy is rolling over in his grave. This is terrible. Why did you do this?"
Oh, I forgot they showed that.
Yep.
Like, why are you doing this? I mean, every Tom Clancy game has been realistic, and maybe that's a downfall of the series. So they're doing, oh, we're adding aliens into the game, and now it's going to be more like a 3 players fight against enemies. Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah,
I mean, it seems like fun, maybe, but there's too many games that are doing this right now.
Yep. Exactly. It's just like another three versus horde shooter with the aliens and like objectives. Like, how many games are gotta be in this genre? I mean, come on, we got like that.
Can we
Bloodhound.
Can we talk about how they lifted that Zerg creep stuff from StarCraft?
Yes. Exactly.
Originally, I thought it looked cool, but the more I watched, the more I'm like, there's other games coming out that are gonna do this way better.
Right. And Ubisoft has kind of downed it in the quality of the recent days. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. Not anything whatsoever. Yeah.
The only thing I think is cool is the way you save your operatives. Like if you lose an operative, you have to go save them. I think that's cool.
Or not, or don't save them. Or don't save them.
They stay in the goop.
Whoops, you got caught. Not my problem. You stay there. Because if I come back and try and save you, then maybe it messes us up as well. No, we're good. I don't know about that. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it's going to be a bad game because obviously I never played it. But I don't like the premise. I don't like the fact that what they're doing with the Rainbow Six franchise.
If it still plays like that event they did, it probably won't be that fun. I don't know if you guys played the Extraction event, but
no thanks. No, thank you.
It was okay. It was just okay. It didn't make me want a whole game based around that mode.
I think there's something going wrong with Ubisoft because they got this and they got the other game, X Deviant, and it's like, what's going on there, buddies? What are you doing here?
I forgot all about that game.
What are you trying to do here now? You went from being a realistic shooter company to this. Are you okay?
They're just making anything at this point. They're kind of like Netflix. They'll greenlight anything.
Right. It's not going to touch with anything.
Can we talk about how that X-Defiant game found out a way to get fucking Splinter Cell characters in there, but we still can't get a Splinter Cell game?
No, that's not. Because then you'll start crying that Sam Fisher doesn't exist. Nope, that's not do that. Moving along, we had Alan Wake Remastered, which was already announced a day or so before the event even happened. Alan Wake Remastered is hitting all platforms. It's coming out on October 5th. It's just Alan Wake with remastered. So Karl can go back and point out the difference between a remake and a remaster. A remake is the game with certain subtleties changed around, and a remaster is the game with upgraded visuals and maybe some better audio, and that's it. And that's what this is going to be.
Like Alan Wake, like even I've heard is pretty darn good as it is. So
you've never played Alan Wake? Oh my god!
I didn't have an Xbox. I was only exclusive during that time. So
yeah, that's right.
So I never got a chance to, but even I've heard like that thing is a pretty darn good game. Even its DLC as well. So
it's an amazing game, and all the DLC is amazing.
So honestly, the remaster is.
I haven't played Alan Wake either that much. I'm sorry, guys.
And you're for shaming me of not playing Knights of the Old Republic. Why?
To be fair, I honestly try. It's kind of like Resident Evil for me, where it's like I just never stay hooked. They're not because they're not bad games. I think I see why they're good games. On a personal level, like I get distracted and I never go back to them.
This is a good survival horror game, and probably I wouldn't say my entry into it because obviously that was Resident Evil and Dead Space. But this is a very good one. If you've never played those games and you played Alan Wake, you probably think that this was the best horror survival game ever played.
Yeah, definitely one of the rare horror games.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's got all the original music too. So I guess they got
so there was an issue with that. So they had Alan Wake on Xbox and Alan Wake America's Nightmare, and then that game got delisted because they couldn't renew the license for the music, and then they got the music back, so then they relisted the game. One of the downfalls of digital games. So that makes sense why they got the music back, because they already have the license for it again. Definitely should play it again. Definitely go play it. If it's on Steam right now too. If you've never played it,
I'm gonna
go
try
play
it
it.
when the remaster comes out.
Yeah, it's a lot of
I'll
fun.
just hand them more money for it, but here you go.
I recommend it. Keep in mind, if you want it for the PC version, it is only on Epic Game Store. I know. I hear Matt screaming, yelling somewhere about that right now. But yeah, only on Epic Game Store. I've gotten over that. I don't care anymore. I've gotten over that crap.
As a console gamer, just hearing that there's like exclusives on PC now, I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that. As a
Been
PC
there.
gamer, that makes me so frustrated. But we won't go into that. Maybe that's a topic for the next Spectator Mode podcast. Let me jot that down. Moving along, we have everybody's favorite game that just won't die. Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, and everybody was like, oh, hey, look, it's another game that Grand Theft Auto 5, or a console platform that Grand Theft Auto 5 is on. It's kind of like Skyrim.
3 generations.
It's everywhere. It's
3
everywhere.
console generations now that Grand Theft Auto 5 is being put onto.
Let's
It
be
won't
honest,
die.
It was the best thing we saw at that show.
It was
Oh
the biggest-
my God.
best troll that we've seen on that presentation, that's for sure. Because I can tell you now, nobody's wanting Grand Theft Auto 5 anymore. People
It's
are
all-
wanting Grand Theft Auto 6.
That
We
ain't
want-
happening.
We want the new game. Even
Now-
people who play, the online mode has been suffering as a result of no new game.
Not with House leaving. Well, how many years ago has it been now since he left?
Oh God, God knows how long.
Yeah,
But
without him.
it's one of those things that even the online has been dropping in players because they're all going, okay, we're getting sick of the Grand Theft Auto 5 engine, we're getting sick of the hackers for another thing, and we just want a new experience. We want Grand Theft Auto 6, and it seems that Rockstar is just going, no, what's that? You want Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PlayStation 5? With like the exact same features that it had when it came out, just sped up by like a few seconds.
I mean,
Because
there's
of
always
SSD.
there's always that Saints Row reboot.
Shut your whole mouth.
I just had to get that one out there. So
I think
yeah,
I think that game's gonna be good. I'm not gonna lie. to you.
GTA
excited for that.
5, yeah. I don't think anybody wanted that. And then followed up, we had Ghostwire Tokyo, which has not been talked about in quite some time, and did not look interesting to me.
I feel
whatsoever.
I don't-
insanely passionate about that game because I think it just looks insanely generic. It looks like a
Really?
generic.
Because, like,
It looks like a generic PSVR game. But
well,
every
it
time
does-
I see it, it's just a dude whipping hands around, fighting like one enemy on screen. And it's so hard for me to be like, oh, that game looks awesome.
What really makes it sad for me is it comes from Tokyo Gameworks, and this is the same company that gave us Evil Within 1 and 2. So I'm confused as to what the hell is going on.
It's well, I mean, speaking as the only Japanese aficionado here.
Oh, here we go.
Like, because if you
Hold on, who called you King Weeb?
okay, a secondary aficionado of the Outerhaven is just like if you notice regarding to again the whole mythic lores of horror, Japanese horror, you can probably recognize like some of the whole like creatures and the demons that you face in Ghostwire. And yes, it definitely looks very Harry Potter-ish. It's just the whole magic signs and all that. Just basically a first-person match Harry Potter with the Japanese folklore demons and all that. So like with the smiling demon, all that. Like if you know Japanese folklores and all that, you probably recognize the game, and probably that's where its main appeal is. But as with if you're not familiar with these like Japanese folklores, like obviously you're like who the heck is this? Like what is this? Like it's just like there is that sense of creepiness to it, sure, but that's only if you understand the lore. But, like to Westerners, I don't know, you probably like don't get like what the hell is this? So
Hey man, I played Neo. Stop it. Stop shaming
Oh my God.
me.
See, I love Neo. Neo's awesome. It's just really hard for me to watch like the little gameplay glimpses they give us of that game and be like, wow, this looks great.
it
I
actually
can-
has the unique
I can
sense
get
of it.
behind the modern day like demon aesthetic. I think that looks really cool, especially like that creepy ninja mask guy.
Oh yeah.
Like I thought that looked awesome, but it's
The
just
problem-
the gameplay that doesn't.
Yeah,
look
they need to
interesting.
show us more. That's it. You need to show us a little more to get us on board with this. Because right now there isn't anything that is convincing me that this is going to be good. And this is a time PlayStation 5 exclusive, and I know Sony's going, yeah, people are going to love this. Okay, well, get Bethesda and Tango to show us a little more of this game, because right now it is not it for me right now. And I'm one of the biggest fans of, again, Tango Gameworks. I don't know. That was just me. Of course, this next game everybody here is looking forward to, maybe, which was Guardians of the Galaxy, the next Marvel game coming from Square Enix. This is a single-player game, which you get to control all the Guardians. I'm looking forward to this. This is what Marvel should have been, or Marvel Avengers should have been. It's coming out October 26th. I probably should ask Square Enix for a copy of this. All platforms, PlayStation 2.
Your boy got you covered.
I said PlayStation 2 and nobody yelled at me. PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, whatever. PC, everything. Except for Stadia. Everything.
Has anybody requested the review for that?
Mother effer. What did I just say?
Did you? Okay.
I can't say enough about this game. The visuals looks good. The audio sounds good. I'm intrigued about how the game plays.
The writing and the humor is just perfect for.
Yeah.
For what
This is comic book Guardians of the Galaxy and James Gunn Guardians of the Galaxy.
Don't
It's
worry,
emerging.
guys. I have my name down for that game.
It is emerging of both, and I love it. I cannot wait for this game to come out.
That
I
has
think-
spirit. Yes.
I think my only complaint about Guardians of the Galaxy is Peter Quill's Johnny Bravo look that they have,
Nobody remembers Johnny Bravo.
which to me
Come on.
is going to be remedied by that costume they're giving us as a pre-order bonus, which is his Annihilation costume, and I am so stoked about that. But I'm excited. It's a single player game. You only play as Star-Lord. You give commands to your teammates, and you build relationships with the Guardians, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's based on choices, and I'm very excited about that.
Nothing from you, Will? I mean, come on now.
It's you pretty much nailed it on the head. Like I'm not the only thing I pretty much recognize is from the movies, and just again the spirit is there, the humor is there, and at least the gameplay itself is looking pretty darn decent aside from the Avengers. So like it's pretty much what this thing should have been. And again, this thing has spirit. It actually has some love put into it. So yeah, it's just seeming to be shaping up to be a Marvel product that actually can be proud of. So yes.
Yep. So everybody here is looking forward to that game. Definitely you'll be hearing a lot about Guardians of the Galaxy from us before it comes out, when it comes out, after it comes out. Trust me, we won't stop talking about this game. And if it's bad, and I hope it's not bad, you'll hear more.
Because I'll be the one reviewing it. So
next game up is Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt. Funny. We were talking about this game before we started the show. This is a multiplayer. It's like a battle royale game set in the Vampire the Masquerade universe. It's currently out right now for PC. I've been playing a lot of it. It's coming out for PlayStation 5 later this year. It's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun. You get to pick between 6 different vampire types and their archetypes. You get to play in an urban environment. There's a lot of verticality, which makes the game a lot of fun. It has a lot of things that other battle royales don't have, like civilians in the streets where you can feast on them to gain certain abilities. There's a lot of weapon types in the game. And right now on PC, there's also a lot of hackers in the game. Yeah, that's not very fun at all right now. So
I still don't understand, as somebody who has played Vampire the Masquerade, why the hell are one of their starting clans Toreador? Toreador are like upper crust vampires who prefer negotiation over bloodshed.
it feels like they would be the ones in charge of whatever this blood hunt is.
Yeah, exactly. But no, they're a starting class in this thing. Like the Brujo, I can understand, and the forgetting the name of
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu, I can understand, but Toreador, really? Okay. All
So
right.
as you can hear the nerds, talking about this game, it probably would benefit you if you go back and play the actual game before you play Blood Hunt. And the part 2 got lost.
what they're going with, by the
Don't
way.
go
Wait.
back and play the games. Go and read the books.
Go play the game
I
and read the
haven't
book.
read the books, but I'm glad that you mentioned that because I'll probably do that now, sir.
What, you haven't even picked up like the actual
Nope.
RPG books?
What's
Dude,
what's a
I've got some
book?
stuff to send you.
What's a book? Kids don't read books anymore.
It's a manual Kindle.
What's a Kindle? What's that? Oh man, but unfortunately, Blood Hunt is again. It's fun, but the hackers are really messing up on the PC right now. I'm not happy about it. And I was playing it, and I was like, wait, huh? What the hell's going on? This couldn't be happening. So I left the game and just checked out other cheats for Blood Hunt, and I was like, holy crap! There's a crap ton of them already. Like, come on, the game just came out, and there's people already selling hacks for it. Like, this is ridiculous. There's hacks on YouTube. This is.
Yep.
Come on, guys. You gotta, if you're gonna release a multiplayer game, you gotta fix this stuff. Seriously. Oh, this game's gonna die very fast. Well, that's what happens. But with the good and the bad comes fantastic news, which is Bloodloop. I'm sorry, did I say Bloodloop? I mean
I want that game.
Deathloop. So I'm pretty sure all of us are tired of hearing about the game. PlayStation 5, PC. Yeah. I am intrigued by the gameplay, though. I love the fact that one person can invade your game. I don't know how some people don't like Dark Souls, people invading them, but love this idea. Whoever that was. But it kind of reminds me a lot of Dishonored, to be honest with you. So that's interesting. There's a lot of gunplay, a lot of interesting way how to kill your enemies. And of course, if you die, you get to come back and do it over again.
Yeah, can we talk about like the goofy ways you can kill people? Like
you sure can.
In that
do it.
Trailer where he shot a canister of like oil or something, the guy slipped on it. Like just the really goofy things they were doing in that trailer was nice instead of him just like, throwing a guy up in the air and shooting him.
It's like it's almost like a sandbox shooter where they're letting you do as many different things as you can without being a complete sandbox shooter. It's like, okay, instead of just being one way to kill somebody, there's like 10 ways you can kill somebody. And of course, when it comes out, somebody's going to record videos on YouTube and go, this is all the ways you can kill your enemies. And they get mad because there's only 5 or 6 of them. Oh, I'm like, really? Come on now, guys. I am looking forward to this when it comes out. Obviously, we'll be playing on PC. Did you see the PC requirements? Oh my god! Oh my god! The obviously the lower.
Go forth and tell us the PC requirements.
The lower end of the spectrum is pretty tame. There's not a big deal there. When you move up to the second tier, though, it's like if you haven't upgraded your machine in the last couple of years, you're gonna have a problem playing this game. This is one of the first games of the year that kind of has a hefty, entry for your PC. So 1080p, 60 frames per second. You need to have at least an iCore Intel's i7 9700K or Ryzen 7 2700X. Now, some people are probably saying, hey, that's pretty tame. Yeah, but a lot of people have not been able to upgrade their machines. So that's kind of a problem. RTX 2060 as an entry point or Radeon RX 57.
I'm not going to be able to play this.
That's kind of a problem. Then, obviously, the 4K specs.
You're the one who built my PC.
What did you get? I don't remember what you got. I don't know what video card you got. I didn't build you a crap machine. Stop that. I don't build crap machines. I was going. No, I didn't.
Build me something that's underpowered.
No, I didn't. You need to link that again. The 4K specs.
I'll tell you in a minute.
He's not letting me talk. The 4K specs.
No, I'm not. You have to...
The 4K specs are more outrageous, and most people will not be able to play this. You need at least an RTX 3080 or an RX 6800 XC or a Ryzen 7 3800. The specs are ridiculous. Or an i9 1090K. Or I'm sorry, a 10900K. Like, what the hell's going on here? But what really bothers me, and I sent an email to Bethesda asking about this. All the requirements are saying DirectX 12, which most video cards run, but most games have it where you can run DirectX 11 for more stability. DirectX 11 is more stable than DirectX 12. DirectX 12 is all about performance, but most games don't run well in DirectX 12, so you fall back to DirectX 11. I'm getting technical, sorry, but yeah, this is a problem. This is going to be a problem for a lot of PC gamers. Not so much if you're playing on PlayStation 5. PlayStation 5, you'll be fine. Hopefully, it doesn't run like crap. And we have somebody actually playing this right now on PlayStation 5, but he can't talk about it. Darn NDAs. But I'm sure once he's done playing it and he does a review, will know how it runs on PlayStation 5. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. I've been looking forward to this game for quite some time. I was a big fan of Dishonored, so I'm looking forward to this.
I was on the fence about it a lot, only because of like the roguelike elements about Deathloop. So, but I'm a huge supporter of Arcane, so I think that's kind of what wins me over at the end.
Yeah, I don't think Arcane has made a bad game.
I mean, aside from the first Thief game, which is kind of janky, overall they have it as a good stellar record.
Thief?
Right.
They didn't make Thief.
Well, I think the first one. I don't know. Was it? I don't remember.
Yeah. Wait, what did you say? Prey? There was nothing wrong with Prey.
Prey was amazing. What the fuck?
Yeah, what are you talking about? That was a good game.
I don't know. I probably.
It just wasn't. It just wasn't what we were looking for. It wasn't.
It wasn't that really dope bounty hunter space game that we were supposed to get.
Yeah, it wasn't
the
that.
game was genuinely really good.
Yeah, if you forgot about what they showed us once upon a time ago, and then played this, it wasn't. Okay, it had some issues, but it was a good game itself. I might go back and replay the game because that was a lot of fun.
I bet it's great with faster loading times.
I'll have to try it on my PC. See what happens. And then we have this other game which is I can't pronounce it. TCHIA Chia. I can't pronounce that game.
Oh, Chai, that animated one, yeah.
Some tropical open world adventure game starring what was it, a young girl with the power to take control of what was it? Animate objects and various animals.
Mm-hmm. And heck, you forgot the most important detail, which is pretty much everybody loved about this game. You can pet crabs. Yes.
I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. My mind was like, "What's this game?" I don't know.
To pet your crabs. You're supposed to use a special shampoo to get rid of them.
Is there action? No, there's no action. Can you blow stuff up? No. Okay, go to sleep. All right. I didn't. I mean, this is not my kind of jam, which is fine. Everybody can play. This is the great thing about games. There are so many different things that if I don't like it, but you might like it, and then you might not like it, and I might adore it, like Dark Souls. So, yeah, that's the great thing about games.
The game itself is very DreamWorks-esque. It's very like a cartoony, but also maybe has some dark themes with it. So it definitely has that. It has that appeal. And again, the crabs, the whole tropical origins of it. Like I'm pretty sure there is some cultural reference to it. So again, there's definitely that audience out there that says like, okay, it's definitely that Moana-esque thing. So, yeah,
I love Moana.
I think if you're into like Zelda and stuff, you're probably gonna love Chia, right?
Maybe there's something it'd be nice to play with my wife or my daughter. We'll have to wait and see. What do we have next? What was the next order? Oh yes, and then we got the announcement that Uncharted is getting a collection. Not really a collection though, right? Because
2 and Lost Legacy.
Yeah,
just those 2 games. Yes.
No, it's 4 in Lost Legacy. It's 4.
Yeah,
I thought it was 2.
Oh, it's
I
4.
thought it was
No.
Uncharted is Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your first collection was 1, 2, and 3, so this just adds the other 2 into a collection state.
Yep.
I guess I keep thinking 2 because they showed the train. They showed the part where he's falling on in the train.
Different train.
You know what? I kept saying for the longest time, I was like, Uncharted 4 will look good on the PC, especially the scene where they're driving down the mountain or being chased. I said I would love to see this on the PC, and now it's eventually going to happen. So I got my wish. I would have loved to get all the games, but just getting 4 and Lost Legacy is fine. I do want to leave this out there for my fellow PC gamers. The collection is not coming out on PC until after the PlayStation 5 version comes out. And Iron Galaxy is working on a port. There might be some problems there. Just going to leave that out there.
Yep.
Just going to leave that out there for my buddies. We might have a problem. But I'm glad that more PlayStation games are coming to the PC. Sony did say it was going to happen. This was actually leaked a while ago, but it's happening. Hey, Carl, do you ever find that PC specs yet? I'm waiting on you.
Yeah, I sent it to you on Discord, dumbnuts.
You Discord. What? So, Carl, do you want to introduce the next game that came out?
Would this be one of the D2 where I sit here and go, I'm a fanboy?
Yes.
I can't remember which order they came out in, though.
It was the next one is Gran Turismo 7.
Ah, yes. Once again, Gran Turismo 7 looking absolutely gorgeous. I was actually very taken aback by the way they even had the reflections going off the hood of the vehicles. Like, when it comes down to who has the prettier cars, this is going to be one hell of a fight between Gran Turismo and Forza.
Well, the problem I'm going to throw in right quick, because I know people are doing it, is we haven't seen the next Forza.
Well, Forza Horizon or whatever.
Horizon doesn't count. It's not a motorsport game. That's kind of the problem.
You have cars. They go from you go from a start to
Oh,
a finish line.
dear
That's
God.
another fucking racing game, dude.
It's an arcade racing game, but I'm not going to get into an argument with that one. Also, by the way, you're wrong. The specs I gave you were awesome. Stop it. It beats the requirements. Told you I don't build crappy machines.
Yet my processor is on the power to run the game. So
No, it is not. You have a Ryzen. Okay, so sorry guys. The requirement was a Ryzen 7 2700X. That's the second generation Ryzens. You have a Ryzen 5 5600X. That is the latest generation of Ryzen.
but
Guess who
the
wins?
The numbers are smaller.
Yes, it's the generation. A 2700 is bigger than a 5600.
But 3 is smaller. The 5 is smaller than 7.
Oh dear God! Continue talking about Gran Turismo 7, please.
Oh, I just love doing this shit to piss you off. Basically, it's looking a lot the same in the original trailer that came up. There wasn't much new information until after the show. They did have a segment, which by that point I was falling asleep again, so I ended up passing out before I actually watched it. But again, it's Gran Turismo. It's like a lot of branded cars from all sorts of different eras, all looking as schmick as possible, mate. They look pretty good, yeah.
I also love the fact that they gave us a different range of the Gran Turismo theme song, which is Moon Over the Castle. Loved it.
And
Loved
also the vehicles, they went from like standardized street machines to like concept supercars as well, which they usually do in most of the games. But again, it's like environments and everything else and just reflective textures and all that stuff. I'm sitting there going, I need to go and rearrange everything now so that I can have like curved widescreen 8K monitors hooked up like multiples to the PlayStation just so I can build a car rig.
You know, I thought about doing one of those myself. It sounds so amazing. I might just do that.
With this stuff, I'm like, I'm so there.
I don't need all this crap in this room.
I might
Go
even
on.
do like some of these really bougie mofos do actually take the dashboard and front end from an actual vehicle and put in a proper gear shift and proper.
Oh, like that Outrun arcade machine once upon a time ago.
But people are now building these things in their homes that like actually have proper speedos and everything from the game displaying on LCD screens on the dash and all that type of stuff. I'm like, oh, you guys have got way too much time.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking. If there was one game I was looking forward to, it was that. It's all I wanted to see. I got to see it, but it didn't stop there. We got a glimpse into 2 games. The order that I have it on my paper is backwards, so I'm going to go backwards. Excuse me. First, we got Insomniac going, oh, hey, we got some games for you. And they showed us a cutscene of Wolverine. This was not rendered on PlayStation 5 like most of the other games here. Obviously, most people noticed what this was right at the start. We had a bar with people beat up. We got our favorite little Canuck at the bar with his hat, drinking a beer. We got some idiot about to pull a pocket knife on him, and Wolverine's like, you know what? I got these claws. Let me stab him. I'm glad to see that we actually got the metal claws Wolverine and not the bone Wolverine, because Wolverine's been through a lot of shit.
Alternate skin.
He's been through a lot of stuff.
as we've seen within the Insomniac games, the Spider-Man ones, you get a whole heap of different outfits. So guaranteed that we will have a version that'll be the James Howlett with the bone claws or something on those lines, because they'll have 10,000 costumes for the character. But
Yeah, probably.
I tell you what, if there was any company I would trust now with that type of game, it would be Insomniac.
It's clearly Square Enix.
I would give it a platinum.
Yeah, that'd be a good one too.
Yeah, but then it'd only come out on Nintendo Switch and not make much money.
And we got Nier Automata everywhere else.
Or to be put into vaporware like Bayonetta 3.
Oh dear God!
Again, it's coming. It's just again the word of Nintendo. You never know.
It's coming, and it's been coming for the last 5 years. This is going to become the new Duke Nukem at this rate.
Oh dear God!
I had to Google Bayonetta 3 at one point because I was like, didn't they announce that? Was I dreaming that
In 4
announcement?
years.
Anyway, getting back to Wolverine, I didn't
I'm
think
excited
that. Fans of the old Wolverine games have been asking for a Wolverine game for years, for decades,
Right.
and to see that it's actually coming is like, holy shit, this is great.
Well,
I do
considering
kind of,
the last Wolverine game we got was on the PS3, and that was the tie-in to the movie.
yep, but it was good. It was a
Yeah,
good one
it's actually
too.
a decent one. Yes.
The only downside to
backwards
this,
compatibility too, which is a bummer.
yeah, no backwards compatibility, which is good. I'm sorry. A lot of people are going to get sad because it's only for PlayStation 5. Sorry, guys. We talk about exclusivity, but this is a first-party PlayStation game, so there's nothing you can do about this. Marvel loves Insomniac, and they pretty much have their pick of whatever games they want.
You can't blame them either.
Nope.
'cause Spider-Man is
Nope.
phenomenal.
This looks amazing. This sounds amazing, but how are they going to do a Wolverine game? I mean, is this going to be gory? Is this going to have an X-Men tie-in? Like, there's so many questions I have about this game. They're like, nope, we're not talking about it yet. This game doesn't come out till sometime in 2023, so don't expect this game anytime soon.
All you need to do, give me some good hack and slash controls, and give me a segment of the game set in Matterport, and I'm happy.
I'm hoping they don't go the Arkham route, but I feel like if they do, I hope they do kind of closer to more like Mad Max was. I don't know how many guys played the Mad Max game, but that's very Arkham style, but he's not like agile like Batman. And it feels really brutal, and it's a lot slower, which I know Wolverine isn't exactly, a slow hero. But I feel like that'd be the best way to do it. Something that's not like this agile hero who's flipping over people, but just this guy who's like, catching fists and then just like stabbing people with claws. That would be awesome.
Again, it depends on which era of Wolverine we're going for, or which stories we're deriving from. Because Wolverine has gone from being a very fast guy to being sort of a slow brawler as he's aged throughout the books. So it just depends on which era of Wolverine we're getting.
And Captain America needs to be in there as well because they're buddies.
Oh, you could do a lot of cameos in this.
It's gonna be interesting.
Speaking of Captain America, I actually really enjoyed that Captain America movie tie-in they made, even though it was just a blatant Arkham Asylum ripoff.
But yeah, 2023. Yep. It happened, folks. And then they followed it up with Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which I didn't think they were going to do, and they totally did.
Gimme.
And they showed Venom, and it's like, okay, Venom is the bad guy. That is interesting. They put Venom in there.
Venom could be a possible bad guy.
Could be one of the bad guys.
The one that was talking is probably Kraven the Hunter.
Kraven, yes.
I don't want Kraven in there. I'm not a fan of Kraven.
That is going to be good.
We know that Venom is going to at one point be a villain. Maybe at least for the second game. Maybe more of an anti-hero come the third game. But
I like Venom as the anti-hero. I really love what they've done with him in the comics. I love him now.
I really liked him when he was with Flash. I kind of hate the way they reverted him back to being like stupid.
But he's back. He's not stupid, but he's back. Flash is back now.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to see that.
Yeah, but he's back to being Agent Anti-Venom again.
Well, yeah. No, actually, I believe, if I remember correctly, Thompson is now with the Toxin symbiote.
Yes.
Huh. The anti-Venom one went with the girl that was combined to make Scream. And now she's called Silence because, opposite of Scream, Silence. Haha, pun. And now you have Eddie's kid is now going to be the new Venom in the upcoming story.
Correct. Yep.
But
what happened with Eddie?
Who?
Eddie became
the god.
King
the god of the Simless. Yeah, he's the king of all Simless now.
So he's sort of working the symbiote hive mind.
I really tried to keep up with that whole event, but
King in Black just got way too complex and stupid by the end of it. But that had absolutely nothing to do with the games, thank God, because if I remember correctly, Venom in this one is Harry Osborn.
Yes. They left it at the cliffhanger at the end of the first game. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And anybody who watched. God, which one? It was one of the animated ones. Actually, had Harry as Venom. I think it was Spectacular.
And I also want to point out
So it was
sorry, go ahead.
Spectacular, the one that came out after that, had Harry Osborn as Venom, and it worked really well.
I also want to point out real quick though about Flash coming back. It's not really Flash. Flash is dead, but it's the simulate that had all his memories and everything. So I mean, he's gone, but
So it's a clone?
he's not gone. Yeah. Oh god damn it. Yes, it was a clone.
Yep. More clone
I just
saga.
remember Flash.
Even
Flash
Miles
died in that
Morales
one they
had a
did.
clone saga now.
Yes, he has. I did not like it. Did
I
not
was
like it.
really depressed when he died. I was like, oh my god, Flash, no.
This little trailer for Spider-Man 2.
It wasn't much, but it was so good.
It has me hyped because, one, it's more Spider-Man game. I reviewed both of the last ones. I think I gave them both 5 stars. Absolutely love them.
I thought you
Especially
hated them.
Especially because Miles Morales
didn't say anything.
was my introduction to playing the PlayStation 5. It's the first game I got on the PS5. And playing it with HDR on in 4K and all that fun stuff. The other thing, I actually love the idea of Kraven the Hunter being one of the villains. Because he's one of the only ones that really actually stands a real chance against Spider-Man. Yeah, everybody else has all these superpowered things, whatever, and they're all crazy. Kraven's the only one who has his bolts actually screwed on. He's a hunter, which means your stealth has, like, if you're going to go stealth gameplay, you're going to have to up your stealth like 100%. You can't do stupid things, or else he's going to get you done in 10 seconds.
Wait, that's also 2023.
We've got Venom, which like my favorite character of all time. So, and I'm happy that we have Venom. There was one other thing that I caught in this that could be a possibility.
Electro?
Miles and Peter working together in the trailer. Could this be a possible hint at co-op gameplay?
That would be interesting.
Or if it's not co-op gameplay, because of the line that Venom says. Like, Kraven's going, who will give me a challenge? And Venom comes out and says, oh, we will. Could it be that we may actually control, at some points through the game, sort of a 3-person narrative?
Now I have to go back and watch that trailer.
Where we have Peter, we have played part of the game as Peter, part of the game as Miles, and part of the game as Venom.
As far as the co-op thing goes, Insomniac has confirmed it's just single player.
Okay, so it could be possible 3-person narrative, or even at minimum 2. Like,
I don't see them taking out the whole character swapping.
Right. I'm
like
kind
they
of,
did
I'm
in
getting
the other one.
the same feeling as regards to like Arkham City. Yeah, the Arkham Knight games when they team up with Robin. So I'm getting a same feeling like that. Maybe they're gonna and something gonna incorporate something like that.
Yeah, it could also be a possibility as well. I actually hope to play more than one character in this. Like, you can do it in ways that doesn't feel so jarring, and you don't do like a character swap all of a sudden type thing, but you can tag it off during gameplay. Like, you're playing a section.
They should
with
take
Pete,
a note from GTA 5.
No.
Oh, dear God.
God, no. Take a note from what Will was saying about Arkham, and you have Miles come in, helps you, but you use that as a transition to go from Peter to Miles. And then you play a section of the game as Miles, and then you do the same thing back with Peter.
Well, they do that in the first game, too, when you play as, like, sneaky MJ, even though it's horrible.
Yeah. Less of that, please.
Make it fun.
Yeah.
All right, I don't want to stay on this too long because we got one more game. But you know what? Before we do leave, you are right there, Carl. It could be the Venom, could be a playable character, but everybody, you're saying it's Kraven. I kind of thought it was Marlon. Remember that guy? Marloon, sorry.
Maybe.
He's the Spider Killer. He was in the multiverse Spider-Man.
Oh God, no! Let's not bring that fucking storyline in. No, God, no.
Because he also sounded like he's from a line of nobility, and the person talking also sounded like he was like a noble. It could be him too.
I'd rather Kraven personally. Let's try it. Like, I know I'm about to say this about a game that's going to have a fucking symbiote in it, but let's try and leave the more supernatural aspects out of these games, please.
Well, you're in luck. The symbiote is sci-fi.
Thank God for that.
And the last game they saved the best for last. Yeah, it's God of War, and it's
Sorry,
actually
sir.
called
Grand
Ragnarok.
Theft Auto 5 was the best.
They can stop trying to be coy, and everybody's saying
Boy.
God of War Ragnarok, and they're like, oh no, it's just the next God of War. Especially some snippy gaming journalist personalities were saying, stop calling it Ragnarok because you don't know what it is. Santa Monica showed some gameplay. It looked very good. This also was kind of spoilish as well. If you did not finish the first game, it's kind of spoils a lot of stuff. Sorry. I need to go back.
Oh my god, a sequel game that actually, follows on from the other one that makes you actually feel like you have to finish the first one?
I like that.
What a
I kind of
shock.
like that. I really like that. There's just so many things that they talked about in that trailer that I was like, wait, what happened in the first game? Maybe I should go back and play the first game. Thor is going to make an appearance because we didn't see him in the first one. You looked for him, but you didn't find him.
Oh my god. I
like his chunky
when I saw
new look.
the concepts for things.
The art.
I got flashbacks to Marvel.
Yep.
With Dad Bod Thor.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's actually what I thought of when I saw
Fair
him
enough,
too,
fair
but
enough,
apparently
yes.
that's very true to the myth of Thor.
Yes.
Oh yeah. A lot of Norse gods were not these big muscled up beefcakes.
They were
a lot of
chunky.
them were quite
They were
chunky
chunky.
boys.
Well, if I pre-order the game, can I get like a Chris Hemsworth skin instead?
You wish.
Oh.
You wish.
Yeah.
I'm
So
just kidding.
this
I don't
a lot
have
of
a
people
huge-
just
I don't
like,
have any huge
really
qualms with
making a big
Thor's look. I
stink
think
like
it's
they're
fine.
so spoiled with that iteration. Yeah.
But let me get back on track, guys. Go on now. This game is easily the best game for a lot of people. Not for me. For a lot of people, this was the best game shown during the event, which made a lot of people go PlayStation 1. And I got something to say about that at the end of this. But it looks good. I'm glad to see that they're continuing on the sequel. Corey Barlog is not working on this one.
Not
I
directing.
forgot who is directing this one now, but it's not him. So people will have to find something else to bitch about. Other than that, no release date. Probably won't see this for a couple years, which is fine. PlayStation 5 only. Hopefully by the time it comes out, we're out of this pandemic. There will be a lot more PlayStation 5s on shelves, and people can enjoy it. Calling 2024. See what happens.
That's okay, so it gives me another 3 years to go back and play the first one again.
You should really play the first one.
I really should because I bought it and then forgot to play it.
You're not doing anything tonight, tomorrow, later on. Play it.
No, I've got other things I need to play for review first, but then I'll play it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably also need to think about actually buying it for my PS4. Like, right now it's only like $20 is on the Player's Choice titles. So yeah, I should consider.
So that was all the games. Now my question to everybody is, in order, please. Carl, you first. What was your favorite announcement doing this?
I think it was quite obvious when I sat here going, gimme.
So, Grand Theft Auto 5?
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Totally, absolutely.
All right, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Obviously, Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine are my two must-buys.
No, I said one.
How about fuck?
He did say in order.
One.
I had to tie for first, okay? Shut up.
Wow, that's such a cop-out. What about you, Will?
Pretty obvious. Project Eve. It's just that Bayonetta itch that's really scratching it for the most part. And plus, again, Yoko Taro endorsed it, so yeah, I'm interested in Project Eve.
All right, Kyle.
That's a hard one, guys, because I mean,
Grand Theft Auto 5 or Grand Theft Auto 5?
Grand Theft Auto 5, yeah. But if they finally confirmed Knights of the Old Republic, and then Wolverine. Like I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, but I knew that game was coming, so it was cool to see a cinematic for it. But I think I'm gonna have to go with probably Knights of the Old Republic,
Even though it's just a teaser.
even though it's just a teaser. But so was Wolverine. So
All right. Oh, fair enough. For me, it has to be God of War. I love the first game. I really love the first game. It was one of those games where you sat down and played it, and it was like, I don't want to stop playing it until I'm finished.
it was a good game.
Yeah, it was a great game. So, yeah. Looking forward to the second one, whenever that comes out. So here's the topic I don't want to talk about. And I kind of talked about it on the Entertainment podcast, so I'm going to talk about it here. Okay. After the show, there was a lot of people saying that PlayStation 1 after Nintendo's conference, after Microsoft's conference. And I gotta be honest with you, I hate when people do that because there's games everybody plays, and maybe some people don't care about God of War, maybe some people don't care about Grand Theft Auto, or maybe some people don't care about Gran Turismo, or nobody cares about Halo or Forza Horizon. We need to stop doing this crap about who won. Because at the end of the day, the people who won is us. We get to play all these fantastic games. This whole brand and console loyalty crap needs to stop. It really needs to stop.
I agree. It's annoying.
I'm so tired of it. I am so tired of it. I even went on Twitter the other day, and there was this big journalist from a site I won't name going, well, PlayStation 1, Xbox sucks. And I was like, dude, you're a journalist, and you're saying this shit? Really? He didn't reply back to me, so I'd imagine he figured that he was wrong for saying that. But, I mean, that's how I feel, and I'm really tired of it. I mean, we had this stuff back in the day where Sega and Nintendo went at each other, but back then, those were fun. Ever since Microsoft and PlayStation got involved, it's been kind of more of a serious thing, and these people, and I hate to call them fanboys, we'll just say these loyalists, are taking things way out of hand. This is terrible stuff. I got an Xbox, I got a PlayStation. I get to play all the games I want to play. I win. PlayStation give a crap if you buy their stuff. Xbox doesn't care if you buy their stuff. Xbox, we've had personalities from Xbox, Nintendo, and PlayStation on stage at the same time congratulating each other for doing a great job.
All the time.
Do you think these guys think this is a competition? I mean, you might think it is. In the back, they're going, hey, guy, you want to go and play some golf? Want to go eat some food? Yo, how's you doing? How's your wife? How's your sister? These guys aren't fighting each other. But yet you people out there make this seem like this is a competition, and it's stupid. You got to stop. I said my piece.
I agree with you. I can only assume, I mean, it's just people who buy that one thing, and that's what they've got. You just become a part of the tribe, and then you develop that tribalism, and it's hard to get away from that.
Well, that's the thing. But that's the thing, Kyle. I mean, I want to cut you off for a second because I just want to say one thing, and I'll shut up. Because okay, here the perfect explanation, the perfect example. This is again back in the day, Sega and Nintendo. Most people had a Nintendo. Sega came out with Sonic, and you just watched the front and played it. Wow, that is so good. That is an awesome game, man. Can I come over and play with you? It's not like, oh my god, Sonic sucks. Oh my god, Sonic's the worst game ever. It's like, no, this is a cool game. Can I play it with you? This is awesome. Can I come over? It's not like I was bashing Sonic. It was like, wow, this is awesome. I'm glad this game is out. I'm glad this game exists. Not like, oh, well, Halo Infinite is terrible because Master Chief is a terrible character. Really?
Because Kratos could kill him in a fight.
Yeah, like, are you really that? Is that really a thing? Come on, man.
Honestly, I think the worst thing that's come out of this is like, less the tribalism. But have you seen the stuff with God of War where people are fixing that little girl? Like, she looks fantastic. Why do you have to mess with her? They complain when a character doesn't look good, but then they add in a black character and someone does something crazy and changed her into like a white character. Says, I fixed it. Like, that's
yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Now,
horrible.
And then they came out and was like, these characters weren't really white. They were kind of like blue giants and shit like that. But you changed them and made them white. That's okay. Because you're mad. Like, come on, don't do this.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Heck, you're welcome to Twitter arguments. Ugh.
Same thing the same thing to Aloy when they showed Aloy that first time, and she had like slightly fatter cheeks. People were like, I'm gonna make her look like Fran Dresser. I fixed her for you, Sony. You didn't. You've made it worse.
Yeah, it's. If you don't like the designers, the directors, the game and vision, then just don't play the game. Don't inject your ignorance into the game. Don't do that. Right. It's wrong. But it's just like what Carl was talking about with the guys, and everybody think these guys were these hunky massive men. Like, no, they weren't really. They weren't.
I mean, that's a Greek mentality, if anything else. That's a Greek mentality.
It's terrible. I don't like it. It's got to stop. It's really got to stop. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh no, we can't have any black characters in a video game. Like, are you fucking serious now? Come on, man. It's a video game. Can we not do this?
Right?
Carl.
Yeah, what?
You've been quiet. I wanted you to interject.
No, I'm sick of that fucking argument.
So am I, but I'm talking about it. Say something.
Shit keeps going because the motherfuckers talking about it.
Yeah, it's not gonna go away, dude. It's
You
not
know,
gonna
Again,
go away.
Twitter's
I'm sorry. People seem to be so tied to brands these days. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's all it is.
I bought this. I want this to be great. I want this to be the only thing that matters, and that's the way people see things. Then you got people like Keith, like you and I, who are lucky enough to get our hands on practically everything day one, and we don't see those divides anymore because it's like, okay, PlayStation does something good. Cool. I have a reason to play my
Cool,
PlayStation.
I can buy that.
Xbox is doing something great. Cool. I have
Cool,
a
I
reason
can
to play
buy
my
that.
Xbox. Yeah. I have the games coming out on PC. I can buy that.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah, sorry.
But
We'll work on it. I'm sure Keith's got enough leftover bits so he can build you an upgrade.
But it's just like the fact that you can't be
It's always been this way. It is
No, but it
as
hasn't
Kyle said,
been.
It
It hasn't been.
It has.
No, because I pointed out back in the days of Nintendo
No,
and Sega, there were
doesn't
different
matter.
days.
It doesn't matter. Anything. There's always been some divide between a fan base. Marvel versus DC, Nintendo and Sega back in the day. Now it's become Nintendo.
It's
Xbox
slowly
and
been
PlayStation.
bred to us.
It's been bred into us over
through
generations.
everything.
You know,
It's gotten worse. It's
like
gotten
where
worse.
you shop matters, where you get your
Yeah.
you know, cars, where you get whatever, you know.
Do you play Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon or Magic the Gathering? If you're a wrestling fan, do you watch WWE or AEW? There's always something. As long as there's competition, there's always going to be that divide in the fan base.
But that's the thing. It's not a competition. That's what I don't understand why these people are like this. They're not competing against each other.
You must agree to
It's
exactly what I say, my beliefs, my likes, my everything, because I have to find self-validation in what everybody else says.
Yeah,
is
it's just ingrained into us. That's all, and it's just brand loyalties. That's just what it is. It's like I shop at Target instead of Walmart. I buy games on Xbox
why not just shop
instead of
at both of
PlayStation.
them? I mean, not everybody's like that. I'm just tired of people that are.
Not.
I hate that.
But that's just every community, You're gonna have the
Yeah.
freaking crazy people out there who are
Say what you really wanted to say.
way too loyal to something, and they take it too far, and they do stupid things.
Again, there
stupid
is like
fights, like
there are
the guy who's complaining about God of War reusing assets on Twitter right now.
Oh my god!
I saw
really?
that. I saw that. Yeah,
The goofiest take ever. It's just. That's what these guys do. They make goofy takes.
You never
and
saw a
they
game
hope it catches on fire.
reuse assets. Like really?
I
Or
know.
a
No one
sequel
showed that
game?
guy Yakuza ever.
Yakuza, Dynasty Warriors, all these great sequels. Yeah.
Can't begin to tell you how many times I lit boats on fire in Dynasty Warriors.
But look, all that stuff aside, and I'm over talking about it because all it does is get my blood pressure up, and I got to watch that these days. I'm getting older.
Okay.
I turn 38 tomorrow.
Oh, what a
Oh,
damn
happy
shame!
birthday.
38
Ah.
tomorrow. Wow.
Okay.
I wish I would turn 38 tomorrow.
I'm
Yeah.
turning 31 in 3 months.
Oh,
But,
I
look-
just turned 32.
Oh,
out
jeez.
of like what happened on the PlayStation presentation,
Mhm.
it was a lot more surprising than what I thought it was going to be. Like we actually got some announcements. I was expecting no announcements.
I was expecting a keep your expectations low kind of show. And
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
wrong. That was for sure.
I was expecting here's a bunch of updates on stuff that we've already announced, and that's it. But to get this many announced, like some really good announcements and some good information at the same time,
Oh yeah.
I was really happy about this. The other thing that I did notice, and this is going to piss a lot of people off,
Okay.
Sony is getting ready to start phasing out the PS4.
Do
Do you think so?
If there is anything that was shown in that presentation overwhelmingly, like look at a lot of those trailers. A lot of them were saying rendered on PS5, footage from PS5, in-game footage from PS5. They are getting ready to start making this. It's going to be a slow transition because, as we all know, the capacitor shortage is still going on. It is good. They are now at that point where they're going to start making that transition from the PlayStation 4 to the PlayStation 5 only.
I mean, not to throw a
it
wrench in
seems
there.
a very like
Because you look at a lot of the because you take a look at a lot of the games, like the ones that got announced are announced for about 2 or more years from now.
Yeah.
In that time frame,
very familiar.
they're going to really start looking at that. Is it time to start taking the games to the PS5 only.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this was their subtle way of saying we are going to start making that transition into the fact that we want to push more PS5 games now than do the crossover generational stuff. Also take into effect the announcement that they're now going to charge for the upgrades. They are starting to transition to the PS5.
See, that kind of tells me that they're still going to keep doing PlayStation 4 games because they're telling you that
they will, but
Yeah.
But a lot of your big headliners, right? A lot of the big headliners, the Wolverine, the Spider-Man, Gran Turismo, even Knights of the Old Republic, PS5, PS5. No mentions of PS4.
I think they already said that Spider-Man 2 is exclusive to PS5.
Yeah.
So,
Wait,
so
Gran Turismo 7 is coming to the PlayStation 4, right? They went back on that a while ago. That's what I'm getting at. They keep saying only PlayStation 5, then eventually they go back and go, oh, it's also PlayStation 4 now as well.
I don't see them. Like, they may put out a version. They may do like you remember when they did what was it? Was it Gran Turismo 4 A spec? Which was like a crossover generational one?
Three was A spec.
Was it three was A spec, was it? I can't remember. I can't remember if it was 3 or 4. But A spec was that crossover. I have a feeling that they might put out something different for the PS4. But I think like they're really going to push for the full experience of Gran Turismo. You're going to need a PS5.
I hope so. I mean, they're not doing that because they've already said. Jim Ryan already said he saw it running on PlayStation 4 and it looks good. But I wish they would do this. I wish they would stop doing this. We had this big debate about this. They need to stop.
This could be the point. This is very much, and it very much felt like when I went back and I rewatched, because I tried watching it at 6 o'clock in the morning when it started. I think I made it to about 6:20, and then I started drifting out of sleep. But I went back and watched it once I was fully awake. And the feeling that I got from this presentation was we are going to start it's going to be a slow transition from the PS4 to the PS5 over the next 2 to 3 years. So I reckon by about 2024, 2025, everything's going to be PS5. Or even 2023 is when you're going to start seeing that it's on PS5. If you don't have a PS5, you can't get the game.
That feels pretty normal, though.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
And that's the thing. It's pretty normal. But I'm just saying, like, this presentation really gave me that
vibe,
sort of that vibe, that guarantee, that sort of idea from Sony that we are starting to make that transition.
Right. It's just you don't expect like the PS4 to continue on for much longer. Now that you got the PS5, so sure, like you want it to be as awful as it can.
The only thing that is going to, and as we've recently learned with the PS3, the only thing that's going to continue with the PS4 is keeping the servers available for game downloads. Because there are so many people, because PlayStation 4 was that generation where they started pushing digital over physical, that there are some people who have a majority of their games tied into the online delivery marketplace. So the only thing that's really going to be left of the PS4 eventually is going to be that downloadable server.
Right, that PlayStation Plus collection, yeah.
No, not just PlayStation Plus collection. I'm talking about purchased games. My game library is over 300 games, thanks to review copies and stuff that I've bought, plus PlayStation Plus. If they take that server offline, I lose at least 90% of my catalog.
Yeah,
because
there's
it's
always
all
that.
digital.
Yep.
So that's the only thing that really needs to be kept up with the PlayStation 4 after a point in time.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? But yeah, it's I'm looking forward to them to finally say, you know what, PlayStation 4 is done. And it's not to say I don't like people to have PlayStation 4, but one, it holds it back. Cross generation games have been notorious for holding back the current generation, and it's time to go. It lived its purpose. It did a fantastic job. Now it's make way for the new console. Let's go. No, that's it. There's no hard rub. There's no disrespect. It's just
It's
get
time.
out the way. Yeah, it's time. Get out the way.
Right. Now just make enough stock for it, and I'll probably gladly jump over the transition. Just make enough stock.
Well,
Yeah, right.
that's why I said it was going to be a very slow transition because of the capacitor shortage that's going on
I mean, you're
worldwide.
looking at least 2 years for
for stock levels
Spider-Man
to get
and
better.
Wolverine and all that, so you've got plenty of time.
Well, it's also you got to wait for the materials and the shortage to end, and they say it's probably not going to end for another 2 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see how Sony plays it, if they do it at all. I mean, obviously they have a plan, right? Sony, you got a plan, right? I'm pretty sure you got a plan.
They've got something that resembles a plan on paper.
Well,
it's just like a bullet point list that's like make more units ? Profit.
Hey, it works.
Pretty much,
Plan's a plan.
That's the plan.
All right, folks. So we're gonna probably get out of here and wow, it's almost on the clock. Take my ass to bed. So, any parting words before we leave with this episode of the Spectator Podcast?
Again, I'll give it as just an overall review. Again, a very good showing from PlayStation. Definitely a good balance of showing. So I'll give you credit for it this time around, Sony. So, but again, like I know we get Tokyo Game Show coming down in the end of the month, but please give me something else aside from these great banners. Keep it up. But I want something even more.
Well, you might get your chance if you had a look at the Square Enix lineup for Tokyo Game Show.
I have seen it, and like it's okay. I mean, but nothing really is wow.
But you get more chaos.
Everybody wants more chaos.
I think we would have enough chaos in the world as it is. Yes.
All right. For myself, keep playing games. Enjoy what you enjoy. Don't let the naysayers rub you the wrong way. And people on Twitter need to chill the fuck out. Yep. Chill the freak out.
I'm going to go into hibernation for 2 years waiting for Spider-Man 2.
But we need you next week.
Yeah, next week on Spectator Podcast. Karl is in hibernation.
It's just him snoring the whole time.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Oh my god. My wife hates me when I snore. I feel like she wants to put a pole over my head and kill me. You're snoring, and punches me. Move over. I'm sorry. Sorry, honey. Oof.
3 words, king size bed.
We have a king size bed.
When she says move, she just wants you to go to the next bedroom.
Yeah, get off the damn bed. Get out.
Go sleep in the office, goddammit.
Go sleep in the office, but when I fall asleep in the office, why are you down here sleeping? Go to bed. What? What? You can't win. You can't win. All right, then, folks, thanks for checking out this week's episode of Spectator Podcast. This was all about the PlayStation 2021 Showcase Conference. It was great. We had a lot of great games, a lot of games that we didn't think about, and Karl's in hibernation for the next 2 years, so you won't see him ever again. As always, you can check out the podcast on Apple Podcasts. Please leave a rating on Apple Podcasts. The more rating you leave us, the better our podcast grows. So do that. We need that. Also on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Buzzsprout, and wherever else great gaming podcasts are. Once again, from Kyle, Karl, Will, and myself, thanks for checking it out, and we'll see you next week. Minus Karl, because he'll be hibernating.
Bye.
Bye.
Laters.